selling contact centers. We're seeing a lot of activity in the contact center space, which is why this is the second time we're talking about contact center sales techniques. One of the reasons why contact centers are getting more attention than they normally do is a lot of companies are experiencing higher customer acquisition costs. And so this is putting pressure on companies to actually extend the life of existing clients in order to justify the investment that they're making in acquiring those customers. And so in order to extend the life of customers, they need to invest in technology like contact center space that improves their overall customer experience. And so there's a high emphasis on customer experience, and the heart of that is going to be in the contact center space and the technology. And so this is a great time to invest in acquiring contact centers. There's a high yield in terms of revenue. It's a great sell. It's a bit of has a long sales process, but it pays out really well. Now we're going to be using a technique that we've spoke about in the past. It's called Catechism Sales. If you haven't seen our survey training that we did a few months back, feel free to review that. It'll certainly make today's discussion a lot easier for you. Now, today's discussion is going to focus on selling contact centers in an easier methodology. Now, this is a simple technique, so this is going to be fairly short. But the first step in executing this strategy is we're going to need to go to upsellreport.com. And what this is going to show us is who are the top competitors of any given company. Now, there has to be enough public data on the company in order to generate this list, so not every company will have a competitor list, but most companies will. So if you enter in a website here, you'll be able to gather the information about who the top 4 or 5 competitors are for any given company. This is going to be essential because if you didn't have competitors, then this experiment and this technique really doesn't help you out much. And so what we're going to do is we're going to call each of these 5 companies at different times of the day. You may try it in the morning, the afternoon, and late afternoon. If you like, it would make it more relevant if you call multiple times during the week, but at least 3 times in order to round out your results. Because what you want to do is you're going to take the average wait times for reaching a live human being via the contact center, and you're going to compile this information among these top 4 or 5 competitors. Now, the reason why we're starting with competitors is because if you were to rank one company against another company they don't know or from a different industry, it wouldn't be relevant for them. But in order to get the impact that we're looking for, we need to make sure that we're dealing with companies that know each other. And that's why we started out with that initial discussion on the upsell report. Now, once you have your ranking with the average wait times, we're going to take that information and we're going to email each individual company with the rankings and where they stand and how they compare to other individuals within their industry. And you'll find that this is a really fast and easy attention grabber. First of all, they're going to value this information and thank you for it. But it's going to be a great segue into a contact center discussion. Now, one mistake a lot of sales reps make is they'll try to sell them in this initial email. In regards to all cold emails, you always want to ease your way into the sales conversation. And so in this initial email, you want to keep it clean and simple. Say, look, here's a survey I ran. I'm doing research. I thought you would appreciate some information on what we found among people within your industry and how they're ranking within this contact center space. And then that's it. If you leave it kind of open like that, what you'll find is that you're more likely to get a response. And the ultimate goal with cold emails is to create a dialogue, because the dialogue will allow you to reach that goal. And so again, don't try to sell them anything in this initial email, but you'll find you'll get a very high response rate, and then you can repeat this process for any number of companies. And it doesn't take a lot of work to get through this. Obviously, you're going to be spending some time waiting on for their contact center to get a hold of them. But again, you can always check your email or do other tasks while you're sitting on the waiting line and trying to get a hold of folks and gathering this information. You could also hire an intern to do that. It's pretty simple. We'll talk about using interns in the future. But again, this is the technique. To summarize, you're going to look for a group of competitors, 4 or 5 companies, contact their contact centers multiple times, pull together the averages, rank them, and then email the top executives, I would recommend emailing probably the business owner in most cases, and let them know how they rank from a contact center solution, and then leave it at that. Let them digest that, share that. They're going to value this information because their competitors are on this list, and then let their responses come through. So again, very simple, straight to the point. If you have any questions, I'll stick around. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks everyone for joining us.